DBAs are great for certain things, but in your situation, I don't think it's worth it. I've been down that path. I've been down the path of overcomplicating things. I've been down the path of forming companies in states that I don't do business in. And if I could go back in time, I would not do any of it
Yeah.
because simplicity trumps any type of complicated process that protects you, in my opinion. And so in your case, form the LLC, work your ass off in order to get to a point where you're making profits. And once your profits exceed 50K a year, then just turn that LLC into an S Corp. But that LLC is going to collect all your money from your coaching, from your real estate, when you flip a house, when you're working, when you have a brand deal, when you're doing YouTube revenue, TikTok ad revenue. It's all going to get collected in that business bank account,
Hmm.
right? And the IRS doesn't care how you make money. They just want to get
Yeah.
paid at the end of the day. And so
Yeah.
if you just keep it simple and have that one entity that collects all of it, that one entity can then partner with other people in their businesses, and it can once again collect the money from those partnerships. So
Mm.
I think that everybody should have a setup like what you just talked about, but
Gotcha.
ultimately keep it as simple as possible in the beginning. I really like your background, really like your setup. I'm excited to learn more about you though. Would you
Rock
mind
on,
telling
dude.
me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, 100%.
Cool.
So I
Go for
am
it.
in Southern California, Orange County area, specifically right now in Mission Viejo,
Oh,
because I know
nice.
you're from Southern California, but are
Yeah,
you
yeah,
now Northern California?
yeah.
Rock on, dude. So I have been in the field of real estate for nearly 12 years. I
Nice.
was in real estate sales. So I was in real estate management for the last two and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And just the management gig kind of was eating away at my soul. My personality was changing, and I said I got to do something a little bit different. So
No doubt.
um, I made the switch and the jump back into sales right at kind of the craziest time, as interest rates have more than doubled in a 6 to 12 month period of time.
Right.
And really, more than anything, I was looking for freedom, and I was looking for basically more creative inspiration rather than
Mm.
management. So what I wanted to go into, because I still love the coaching and agent building, is I wanted to
Mm.
go into more of a real estate coaching style business. But business
Oh
is
yeah.
not my forte. I can help
Mm.
build agents to sell houses and to build a business within sales, but in terms of the actual business side, like
Mm.
LLCs, EINs, all that fun stuff, totally foreign to me.
Gotcha.
So that's why I searched you out, and like I'm sure a lot of your analytics will say, came across your updated 2022 LLC in California video,
Yeah.
which fell in love with your style of like the click by click, which is exactly how I train. Is
Cool.
like recording my screen with that to kind of, because even though you can conceptually teach somebody something, until you actually physically do it, you know, it's that like you grasp about 40% of it, right? So
I hear you.
I'm a teacher at heart, but the business side was always the number one thing. Is the real estate coaching. I've learned has been a very litigious business, and
Mm.
I thought before I start marketing or whatnot, I wanted to make sure I covered myself so that it was a separate entity and all that. Which, you
Yeah,
know,
no doubt.
rock on, man.
Nice. You've been in the game for 12 years, dude. That's a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute. But what's crazy, and this is, you know, what I'm learning more and more as an entrepreneurial mind. It's been very much, it's the blessing and the curse of constant start stoppings, changes of
Mm.
whatever. So I went back in and out of management like three different times, right? So like
Got
I've
it.
had to start over from scratch. So it would have been nice to just work in the same area, same market, same skill set for 12 years, and then I'd probably be, you know, a multimillionaire by now. But since I
Yeah.
went sales management, back into sales, you know, it's been that, you know, your car stalls a few times and then you start and you're still going about 30 miles an hour, when if I would have
Mhm.
just kept doing that way, it would have been more helpful, which is like how you said, you kind of cut your teeth in your thing. You want to help people not fall into the traps you fell into.
Yes.
That's the thing that I'm hearing so much, is the start stopping is such a common thread in less than stellar businesses. So I'd rather be 12 years on the same pathway moving upward
Hmm.
than what I've been doing. So
No, I can relate to that more than you know, my
yeah,
friend.
rock
So
on,
what's
brother.
the vision for yourself, Jake? Like, well, what do you where do you want to be in the next couple years? How do you see your overall stuff?
Yeah, and like I'm sure most people, we overthink that. I don't know. Of course, I can say, "Oh, my vision board has the this or the that,"
Hmm.
but really, right now, I'm kind of more in survival mode, and I can't quite see beyond that. And
I feel
that's the
that.
hardest thing. Is we can get all philosophical and kind of go into waking up at
Hmm.
4:30 in the morning and doing the gratitude journal and all that stuff and thinking about that. I have those, but when I get back to reality, is I need to start bringing income in, support the
Hmm.
family for now, so that way I'll allow myself to go that direction. But I mean, realistic or not realistically, but ideally, I would love to have um, living in Southern California, if you're not making at least 250 grand, you're in the poorhouse. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Yep.
that's like kind of as trite as it seems, that's kind of an immediate need,
Hmm.
is to kind of get a business up and running, which I know will not all come from coaching in the beginning. So I'm going to have to do actual home sales combined with coaching to kind of get the ball rolling. But for me, I just want to, in terms of the business by itself, the structure that I see is having being focused primarily on new agent training, because most coaches in the industry focus on, seasoned agents, high pro. So I would prefer to have kind
Mm.
of like what you're doing. How you said you specialize in helping entrepreneurs go from 0 to 1 million. In the real
Hmm.
estate sales world, the kind of the threshold I keep hearing is from 0 to 100,000. I want to be able to take the jump either from being a full-time W-2 employee doing something and maybe real estate on the side, but I would rather be doing real estate sales. I want to help that transition, but also help the transition from surviving to then building a business when you can start thinking about, okay, future, not just hand to mouth, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Does make sense.
Um, because
Yeah.
I've learned that as challenging of a business as entrepreneurialism is, or sales as a whole, is you meet some of the coolest freaking people in the world. And kind
True.
of like what you're doing is, I just want to impact as many people as possible. So I want to start with a low threshold product to have a larger impact, but then have that stair step, from whether that's a $99 or 90 cent, because all the cool stuff ends in sevens now, right? The low ticket, and then kind of a mid ticket, and then $1,000 product for the kind of the creme de la creme, like how you have all the downloads and all those things that are like, I can teach you how to do it, but also here are all the tools that you can then take and then, make your own, if that makes sense. So,
Got it. So you
um,
want to build an online course platform so you can have
yeah,
a scalable digital product, but you also understand that in the meantime, in order to get like the short-term cash flow, you're gonna have to sell some houses. You're gonna have to rely on your skill set that helped
yeah,
got you to where you are.
100%. So in terms of
Okay.
the nuts and bolts, so I had already back in the day purchased the Kajabi platform. So the fact that you're using is awesome,
Hmm.
right? So I get the tech side of it, using the
Cool.
Kajabi platform in order to have the deliverable, right? In
Great.
order to scale the deliverable process, make that easier. My main thing, and why I've been kind of figuring out, because obviously when you join Kajabi, you got to make the Stripe account to link it to your bank account. So I was trying to
Yep.
think, because I need the bank account in order to link the Stripe. So the fact, if I'm just going to do the LLC now, then that just cuts through it all. It's just boom, get it done, and get it all up and running.
You're
So
absolutely
the
right about that,
Yeah,
by the way.
cool.
It's just
So
like a kind of a confusing process, but I want to touch on it really quick because
yeah, for sure.
a lot of what you said is a point of contention for a lot of people. It's like, I want to start taking payments. It's
Yeah,
like, okay, cool. Yeah, just go get set up with Stripe or PayPal. And it's like, you go to log in and you're like, they're asking for information. You're like, I don't have an EIN. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah,
yeah, in your case, you're 100% correct when you say get your LLC and then get your EIN for it. And then use those to open up a business bank account. And
yeah,
then go to Stripe. And then
yeah,
plug your Stripe into Kajabi. And then you're set.
yeah. Rock on.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Cool. Cool. So that's kind of the plan. Is the intro step was the
Hmm.
Kajabi deliverable, and then obviously doing the one-on-one, kind of like what you're doing here, where
Cool.
as a a bonus of the course is you get to do that, which the
Yep.
intention of that is to say, hey, if you like this, do you want to go to this level, right? To see,
Yep.
would this be helpful for you, and kind of get people enrolled into that. I haven't because when I first got Kajabi, they didn't have their coaching part of the platform, so I'm not familiar with
Hmm.
how that works. And I don't know if that's a service that you utilize with yours.
Mm-mm.
with your business coaching. Yeah. So if you just do it like via Zoom, my whole thing is I've never known how to just take money, not like take money, but like take payment, process
Mm-hmm.
payment. And that's always been the challenge, that that hiccup that I haven't been able to get past is, like even setting up a PayPal. My
Yeah.
email is set up with a PayPal that had a different phone number that I don't have anymore, that I can't. So I'm always like, I don't know how to process that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of thought processes, for me was mapping out courses and all that. I've, am good on like how to put together the platforms and all of
Cool.
that. The main thing for me was, LLC now, or wait till the beginning of next year, which that's huge thing. So I appreciate that. My thought was also I'm going to be recommending products to purchase, like, hey, the camera that I use, the this or that. And then obviously you can set up affiliate links, but I don't have my own Amazon account. So I don't know if because I just use my wife and we just share our things. So we buy all of our monthly stuff from
Yeah.
it. So I'm thinking I'm going to set up a separate one for that. And then do you need to be set up as an Amazon seller to have like an affiliate link to different products, or how does that work?
No, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's pretty simple. It's a separate login. It's like an Amazon affiliate login.
Okay.
So you wouldn't even technically need an Amazon account, I don't think. And
Okay.
then I have a little plugin for my browser, and so whenever I'm looking at an Amazon product, I can copy the link and it will copy my affiliate link for it, and I could just drop
that's
it
cool.
into like my course.
Cool. This is like a Chrome extension or whatever you use.
You're gonna end up having to create a lot of logins, and you're gonna have to start, putting together like just a lot of data when it comes to all this stuff. Like, and so if Google Sheets are gonna be your friend, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
It's Amazon Associates SiteStripe.
And that's the plugin.
That's the plugin. And so like I just go to an Amazon listing and I hit get link and I copy paste it and we're good.
Cool, brother.
Great way to go about it, by the way, though. You definitely want to capitalize on all of your recommendations. If you
Mm-hmm.
can get a piece, because it all starts to add up in the end.
Oh, totally.
And YouTube too. I would highly recommend you would be great on YouTube if you haven't started already.
Yeah, I here's the problem, bro. I have probably 15 different YouTube accounts that I've put different videos on. And that's always my biggest challenge. Is like, if you look at my desk, I just have this because I cleared it off because it was going to be on camera, and you said you might use it as a podcast or whatever. I was like, shit, I got to clean this off, right? But it's like having things like where it's like all the it's just, that's the whole purpose of having the Kajabi account. I think is just, it forces me to have it all organized, and then that in turn allows me to impart information better, because if I'm forced to be more organized, then it helps me make other people organized. So I need to do that for sure. But I appreciate the kudos, but I always have to, I'm a self-deprecating individual is my style. But I dig it, man.
I like where you're at, man. I can just totally see you building out this awesome course platform in Kajabi, having upsells and downsells in it.
Yeah.
And then we're working backwards from there. Like, okay, how am I going to get attention from my ideal customer? Which is probably Southern California real estate agents that have just gotten their licenses.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know how to
exciting.
look up who applied for the license exam.
Cool.
And how to market to them. Now, what I haven't figured out is how to digitally market to them. I do know how to get their addresses and all of that stuff. But as I'm sure you know, everybody will figure out a way to do it. So they're going to be bombarded all of a sudden. So now it's finding a unique way of grabbing attention and all that. So that's definitely going to be the challenge. But that's the task, right?
Do you have a thought on like where you might start there?
Yeah, so my thought would be starting out with testing a small sample size and doing postcards to start. Basically, the thought process is, a free instructional series on how to make $100,000 your first year in real estate sales, right?
Nice.
And then it's a 3 to 5 video series that kind of gives appetizers, right? The nuggets of like, hey, here's how you do it. By the way, if you like that, if you want to get more in depth on specifically how to do it, not just what to do, but how to do it, kind of like what you did with the accelerator, right? Where it's like, here's me walking you through it,
Yeah.
then the upsell from that, so if that's like, let's say $199 or whatever, and then hey, if you like that one but you want to go deeper and you want all of my pre-made stuff and my Excel spreadsheets of how I've kept track of my taxes over the
Yeah.
last 12 years, how I've, here's the $1,000 course with all the downloads or whatever,
Hmm.
was the thought process. um,
Cool. Sounds
um,
like you have that part down. I agree with you when you're like, I'm good on the tech side. Like I understand how to build out, the flow and my offer.
yeah.
So that makes total sense.
And
You
sorry,
clearly know what's up.
I'll say that with a grain of salt. Like I get the tech side, right? But it's okay to, it's easy to articulate it, right? But it's another thing to do it.
Yep.
So actually, question for you on your accelerator course, which freaking is awesome, by the way.
Thank you.
What I love about it is not only do you do like the screen share while you're reading through, but you also have the notebook that you write your notes on that looks really freaking, like, I can tell you spend a lot of time putting the notes together to make it not only
Yeah.
clear but also it looks appealing. What do you use for your overhead camera to do the note? It's like at the same time
It's a good question,
on the same
man.
screen.
It was not easy.
Yeah.
That was why I say that it was not easy. I used
Yeah.
a second iPhone.
Got you.
And I set it up like a second phone like this, and I used this
Mm-hmm.
app called A Power Mirror or something like
Mm-hmm.
this, and it would allow me to screencast what was on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just go to the camera, you're screencasting all of the controls for the camera.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this isn't gonna work. So
Yeah.
a app Power Mirror was made for as an overhead projector for teachers.
Interesting.
And so I downloaded that, and then how did I get the signal to my PC into Streamlabs?
And that's what you use for your capture is Streamlabs?
Yeah, I airplayed it. I think I airplayed it or did something. I connected my phone to Streamlabs. There was a
Yeah.
way to connect the Wi-Fi to it and make it work via Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Not an easy fix. I think there's better solutions out there now because my buddy, my YouTube coach, was using some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I think there might be some better solutions. Because
Because I have an overhead camera.
Yeah.
But my, like, for example, like I have like, where you could just do like
Yeah.
hello, whatever. But I don't have a program to have it both, like, because your layout looks really cool. You know how you have
The answer you're looking for is Streamlabs.
oh, so Streamline, that's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool. So if you have it
Yeah.
at both times, then that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah.
And it looks like you use like Canva to set up the background, and then you layer it, and then you just place
Mhm.
the things
Yep.
on it. Dude, it looks awesome, man. So
Yeah. Thanks, dude.
because
I appreciate
I,
that.
yeah, like most entrepreneurs, I'm sure, like we'll get an idea at 3:30 in the morning, and then you can't go to sleep till you figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So
100%. That happens all the time. So where are you
that's
at right
rocking,
now,
man.
Jacob? Let me ask you, like, what do you think is preventing you from getting your first sale right now with your business?
Fear on executing on delivering.
Okay.
I can easily say it's like, I don't have the LLC or whatever, but really it's on the first sale, I'm willing to not make any money on it just to prove it, number one, to myself that I can do it, but also prove it to that one person who says I'm gonna, take the leap of faith, and because I just want to do a friggin' awesome job, because I know, bad news travels faster than good news, right? And I want it to be worth it for them, because business is all about providing value far and above what you charge for it, right? So it's,
Yep.
I want to make sure that I execute on it and I prove it to myself first and
Mhm.
foremost. And until I feel like, because even though I've trained and consulted with hundreds of agents, it's like it's now me, not like as an extension of my company. It's like, no, my company, it's like, and that was another thing I was trying to figure out on LLC versus doing a DBA. So it's like, should I do Jacob Lawler Coaching LLC, right? And then all the processing is done as Jacob Lawler LLC, or should I do something fancy like JJL Enterprises LLC and then DBA Jacob Lawler Coaching? Like I was just trying, like I'm just overcomplicating it for the sake of overcomplicating it.
Would you like me to answer that?
Sure, yeah.
In my opinion, I think you should go with a generic business name. Doesn't have to be Jacob Lawler Coaching.
Yeah.
JJ Enterprises or JL Enterprises is cool, like whatever. And just keep that one company. DBAs are great for certain things, but in your situation, I don't think it's worth it. I've been down that path. I've been down the path of overcomplicating things. I've been down the path of forming companies in states that I don't do business in. And if I could go back in time, I would not do any of it. Because simplicity trumps any type of complicated process that protects you, in my opinion. And so in your case, form the LLC, work your ass off in order to get to a point where you're making profits. And once your profits exceed 50K a year, then just turn that LLC into an S Corp. But that LLC is going to collect all your money from your coaching, from your real estate, when you flip a house, when you're working, when you have a brand deal, when you're doing YouTube revenue, TikTok ad revenue. It's all going to get collected in that business bank account, right? And the IRS doesn't care how you make money. They just want to get paid at the end of the day. And so if you just keep it simple and have that one entity that collects all of it, that one entity can then partner with other people in their businesses. And it can, once again, collect the money from those partnerships. So I think that everybody should have a setup like what you just talked about. But ultimately, keep it as simple as possible in the beginning.
Got you. And so having a generic LLC that everything runs through.
Yep.
So I should no longer, because the original plan was still have my real estate sales income coming into my personal, which I have a business bank account, like Jacob Lawler Realtor, whatever account. But all my taxes are as a sole proprietor, whatever the hell it is. I don't know. And I was going to have this be totally separate. So you're thinking change all my commissions as sales go into the LLC and this new business venture in through the LLC, correct?
What we're doing, Jake, is you're paying the most amount of taxes out of anybody right now because your tax is a sole proprietor.
Yeah.
Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to turn you into a company. That means your real estate, that means your coaching and everything else that you do. The reason we want it all collected in one LLC is because eventually it's not going to save you money in taxes just having the LLC, right?
Yeah.
But it's going to give you that foundation to turn that LLC into an S Corp later on.
Gotcha.
And that'll save you 15% on every dollar you pass through.
Gotcha.
And that's a big savings. And so we want to just get the framework put together now so that you can take advantage of it in the future.
Got you. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Perfect. So I'll do that. And then for example, Kajabi purposes, do I need then a DBA to market myself as a coach, like say Jacob Lawler coaching or whatever? So I don't need that.
Nope.
Got you. So I can just say, because I think you have to have like whatever down at the bottom. It'll just say like whatever Enterprises LLC. Yep. Cool. Right
and
on.
if you pick a generic enough name, they're just like, okay, JL Enterprise, JJ Enterprise, cool. Sounds good to me.
Cool.
I don't care.
Easy enough.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And it's going to give you that runway because you're familiar with the things that you've gone through, you know, the start and stop. Yeah. But, you know, set it up like this. It's going to give you that long runway, and then you could just focus. You could just focus on selling real estate, selling courses, helping people. And that flywheel will start turning. And, you know, the sooner you can get it spinning, the better. Have you recorded any videos yet?
Not for the course. I've recorded hundreds of videos over the years. But that was going to be my next step. But that was my thing was, do I do the LLC now and do whatever? Or should I just go and record all the videos till they're all ready, then set up the LLC by Kajabi rather than getting Kajabi, letting it sit for months without the videos there? You know what I'm saying? So I think I'll do the because I'm sure it takes processing time for LLCs and all that crap. So I'll go today and set up the LLC and then start recording the videos just, you know, at night or whatever, and then go from there.
I think that's a great idea.
Cool.
Well, I would say whatever lights a fire under you the fastest.
Yeah.
You know, and then what I want you to really focus on, and I know you probably already know this, you're a dial dude, but I just want to share it with you anyway. I want you to make sure that you keep, now that you're turning this into a business, right? I really want you to focus on separating the two in your mind, your personal life and your business life. You probably ought to do this already, like I said, but only business money gets spent out of the business bank account, right? Kajabi stuff, all those things, whatever. When it comes time to you to spend personal money, transfer it from that business bank account to your personal account and then spend it that way. And once we keep these separation, you'll find that it's easier to keep track of everything. You'll be spending less. It'll be easier to mitigate your tax liabilities, and everything will just start to work better.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. I love it.
I'm
I
excited
love
for
it,
you,
man.
dude. Yeah, and so that being said, it's like, is there anything that like I can answer for you and like go deeper on or help you with, like in regards to what you have going on?
I'm sure as I get started, I'll probably have questions, right? But
Hmm.
as of right now, no. You've been rocking, brother. I just
I'm
need to
always here
do
for
it.
you.
Get the LLC because that's been the weight over my head. So I
Yeah.
just need to just rip the freaking band-aid off, figure out what I don't really know, what I think I know, then get started on it. You
Okay.
know?
Good. Good. I'm glad you're a real estate professional too, because you could effectively pay $0 in taxes for the rest of your life because of it. And so
Yeah.
when you get to that S corp level, and when you start buying investment properties to offset your taxes, like
Yeah.
let me know, because there's a
Yeah.
lot of like new insight that I would love to share with you, so you don't have to make the same mistakes I made.
Yeah. Rock on.
Yeah,
I greatly appreciate it, dude.
of course, of course.
And I'd love to take you along for the ride on this.
Please.
But I just want to say I appreciate you from the things you've already done thus far and the courses that you've done because it's already changing my life.
Oh yeah.
I already feel incredibly empowered, and that to me is the most important first step, is to have that feeling of light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak. But it's mainly like feeling good about where those next steps are, and I just want to say thank you for that. I look forward to keeping you updated on what things I'm able to do because of the things you've helped me do. So
Well, I appreciate you saying that, man. I can tell that you have everything that you need in order to get started. You're light years ahead of most people. So once you just record these videos and start focusing on sales, I think that some really, really cool stuff is going to happen for you.
yeah, fingers crossed, my brother. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
If you need me, I'm only a message, an email, a Zoom call away. Like, I'm here to help you with whatever. So if something comes up in the meantime, like, let me know, man. I got you, okay?
Rock on, brother. I appreciate it, and
Okay.
hopefully I can get to a point where I say I got you too. So we'll try to make it happen, man. But I appreciate it. You're doing awesome work, and hopefully I can be a success story that you can then market to other people, and we'll make it happen.
Oh, I'm sure of it. Have a great day, Jacob. I
Awesome, man.
really
You
enjoyed
too.
talking to you.
Pleasure.